It might suck out of existence, but OG not looking to leak into this grain. Keto's flashed off. Nexus playing bait and switch, but Keto's not going to be switching out before he gets at least one kill. Nexa, though, finds them turned around for a quick double. Kikert with a late check will at least be able to respond, but these T-side players are still remaining happily inside the bomb site. Flashbang's not going to do anything to that new box player. Fiku can just peek outwards, and Kikert is down and dusted. OG, make this T-side pistol round look free.
2 kills from Flit.
Okay.
Those are on his exit, but will get tracked down by Fiku in the end. They were trying to hunt that armor, USP, any sort of extra equipment that he had. Flit didn't actually have armor. He had that smoke, which he never deployed.
And doesn't need them either?
Because of the system, they became soldiers. Flit soldiering on. A force buy in from VP. Of course, the fact that they had saved all those weapons over, they did the wrong stack over, makes this round still very, very threatening. And they jumped through the smoke over at B. Regali, Fasher both dropped in an attempt to try and take some space away. I mean, there's not much you could have really done with their position. They lost a player over at A. The B default broke down with that push through the smoke.
Nade available for Mir as well, so if they want to start moving forward, Kikert had to keep himself alive. Mir, though, might not be expected as a second player in Coffin, but Regali's still good on the refrag. Remaining VP players will make no attempt at trying to come back into this bomb site unless James can get a freebie, and that's unlikely with the refresh smoke down CT. VP.
They play super self-contained inside of bomb sites. They lose one side of the map, and a retake.
Quick shot with the UMP. James pushing through his smoke and now just holds down the line for short, knowing the hesitance of the apartments player is going to be costing them. But Nexa finds him regardless. James getting ants in his pants as he's trying to readjust, but it won't be enough. 3 on 2. The CTs are at least close by enough that making an attempt for this does seem to make sense. But, well, they do so. Molotov down at their feet. Kikert, if he finds a kill into Regali, that would be big. But Regali's so far undetected. Doesn't need to show himself at all. Especially with that smoke down.
Yeah, Fasher's kill as well will secure it. Kikert was starting to peel back in an attempt to save with his teammate, but... And the 2 follow-up entries are exactly what they needed. OG were running low on time when they found those 2 entries.
James is firmly planted into the site itself, watching out for short, but very wary of the apartments as he should be. Watches out, great first shot. Fame's good for the second as well. Nexa finally responds and he makes it 2, but it's Fasher who's really brought it back to the 2v2. Finding a kill elsewhere with Fame now falling. Now the bomb can be planted as well. CTs have a lot of util for this retake.
But no kits. And that's the key part. So being able to section off the site is important, but they're also going to have to speed things up. Disrupt how your opponent is going to react on that defensive end, but James was all about whether Kikert cheats that rotate over. He has to be the one that comes in and support, but maybe James doesn't need support. 2 kills found, and Kikert, while he gets flushed out, James now in a really rough spot, a rock and a hard place, but a flank's en route.
A flank needs to start getting the kill soon. The bomb's being planted, and the quick double kill. VP will be able to have the clock beat out OG this time as they do stop the bomb from being planted before the...
Kikert and Flit to reinforce, and those smokes are not going to get there in time for them to stop it. Kikert ahead of it, and finding the 2 on the spray transfer. A second man tried to make it through, but Fasher finds the entry instead, and Fame a flank. He cut them off last time, but this time the clock is on OG's side, and they are simply, again, showing so much patience, even in getting that bomb down. Fasher, trigger discipline, Mir found, and James a wall bang that won't result in a kill.
And continue forward while the post plant is set up nicely. Every single T-side player is in the bomb site. They've got 2 incendiaries, 1 on Fame, interestingly enough, from VP. Could make a difference, and as it does go forward, back into Secret. James been forced off by the initial Molotov. Nexa, good for a kill, but James wasn't expecting, nor was he expecting the flames to spread over to his feet and eat them alive.
A lot going wrong here for Virtus.pro, and Fame just trying to do some extra damage on their retreat from the bomb site. Nexa could be fine. No, of course he's not.
Strangely enough, Mir is going to be able to clear out brackets completely, and even he's now considering whether or not to retreat back over to the other bomb site. Keto almost finds him on the cross back over to Moto. Will find himself smoked off, but as Mir refaces in, he's ready for aggression, but not twice over. 3-on-2. Advantage for OG maintained.
They've got to make their move, though. If they continue to work slowly here, that bomb cannot have safe passage, and Regali has cleared the way. Very loud in his rotation, very proud, but nothing to be excited about here if you're Virtus.pro. Not much going right. The reads are all wrong, and they're hunting for these rifles. James not allowed to save. Fame will grab his hands on that AK, and if he hits this instant, then he would have had the fight, but he was already low.
Because had some impressive entries.
Oh, yeah. I think the good news here for OG... Wait, first off, Nexa, top fragging.
I thought he was going to jiggle at most, but Mir, now as he has been boosted up, will he be checked? Doesn't look like they've got any plans of doing it. Mir will be able to trace down 2, make it look easy, but Nexa's actually docked out of contention a bit too quickly, and he knows he can continue to fight for new box. Mir's still alive, but not for long. Nexa finally bringing him down. He was allowed 2 kills, so he's done his job. But now the bomb can be planted if Nexa just wants to get his booty down onto the site. He doesn't know that, though. And that's the unfortunate reality of it. Fiku gets another frag. Not ready for James to start peeking forward. Fiku's not quite trained on the angle, and even if he had been, James has a scope advantage. Nexa hiding away, peeks back in, and James got the retake.
A necessity. A 1-on-2 from the in-game leader, and a very powerful off-angle initially from Fiku. Just...
VP are really well positioned for this again. It's Mir going to be boosted up. Well, rather not boosted up. He's just behind the smoke, in fact, this time. Kikur's going to be in a 1-on-1 instead, and he wins it out twice over. Regali and Fasha feeling the pain as Nexa is going to be feeling the loneliness. One that I'm sure will be ended quite quickly as he is reunited with his teammates. Mir to shut him down. 4 rounds for VP, so they do recover somewhat to the end of things. But OG... with 3 players coming into apartments, it could be big, but it will be very difficult to get a multi-kill in a triple peak like this that is going to be planned out. Kikur, first one in, and Regali, I was about to say Regali is the first one out. Flit, happy to score a few more as Jane will be moving distraction. Flit gets them set up for him. Easy peasy.
I mean, pretty much a perfectly picked apart round. OG having that predominantly B-heavy stack, which is the counter opposite to what Virtus.pro did in their CT pistol. But Virtus.pro hardly take any damage for their troubles. It was instant headshots pretty much across the board. Here's that replay. Like you said, It was a pluck out of mid-air. You can see where his crosshair is. He was anticipating that jump. Just had to shoot at the right time.
Peak right there.
A smoke. Exactly the indicator they were looking for. Fasher getting burned out of his position, and the flashes are good, but Nexa has a counter of his own that he's hesitating to deploy. Fasher taking that contact first, and Nexa straight through that smoke, gets dropped as well. Fiku does take his place in a coffin. The thing is, he might find himself in a coffin soon enough, that smoke fading, but the gun model of Mir being blocked out, so Fiku gets a double. An equalizer, 3-on-3 now for this retake, but OG, those 2 players on A have not moved a muscle. Fiku's on an island. He's doing this all by himself.
He's practically swum to shore on his own, but that's kind of egregious.
I think a few weird choices, really. I mean, even Fiku, the fact that he's making this play, you know, he doesn't retreat into construction. He thought he could find something from it. He does, but his teammates didn't even attempt to rotate.
Will be called upon pretty soon, though. Flashbang dodged out initially. He should have an idea. Fiku's given him more than just that. He's given him a full clue. Nexa, well, thank you. Don't mind if I do. Regali and Nexa, though not ready for fame. Mr. 6K Elo. Right here, man. This guy's been just such a talent as far as his mechanics are concerned.
I mean, robotic. And both these players that remain here on OG are far too low. It may not even be necessary. Fame has been landing headshots galore. And a full clear to Cold Zero would be great, but Keto and Fasher collect on all of them. An overlooked position, and Fasher coming through that smoke diverts all attention.
Flashbang outwards. Smoke's down as well from either side, but Nexus is late. He needs to push through in. He knows it, but he's been... No, he's not been traded. Kikur doesn't actually find the kill. He was blind, perhaps? No. Not sure, maybe Nexa's own flashbang blinded him because he seems so unaware of Nexa having pushed forward. Fasher in the meanwhile still...
Oh god.
Just hoping and praying that this Molotov doesn't end up spreading to him. And it shouldn't. Fiku's also dropped the bomb. Fasher and... well, Fasher's not even needed. Fiku is doing it all on his own. Fiku's been so damn good, even peeking out with just a USP. There's 20 seconds left. VP still haven't actually made much of a noise. One step out to the arches will at least give up the jig. And a deep flashbang. Fiku gets two. Not even needing that flashbang. Keto just ducks away in the meanwhile still. Regali's the only casualty. 8 seconds on the clock. It is running down low. And there's another frag found. But VP have still somehow come out on top.
Play out. I mean, Virtus.pro had 3 players coming up from sort of the short side in the apartments. And 2 committing to a very late flank. Keto has to be the one to almost die here. He's kind of teeing up for Nexa to have success, but do they know that it's a double pit setup? Nexa trying his best to swing out wide, but Keto dealt with, and Nexa goes uncleared because of it. Nexa never revealed himself, never got a kill in confirmation, so clearing out that first man didn't raise the alarms too heavy, but Fiku's ahead of the util, and Kicker can't see a damn thing with that Molotov down. Fame inside of the apartments has to be the first port to the call, but he had to be the one to actually stop it. It's a defuse, and it's not planted for Flit. That corner Molotov didn't quite meet the mark, and so Fiku can simply stick. Flit left wanting an OG round.
Well, they're down from Fasher. Regali's as well just going to be trying to hold down the line with 30 seconds. That smoke goes a long way. Good flashbang as well. Fasher allowed to readjust off the back of it. There's still a chance for Fiku to spray down through the smoke. He's been so good at getting kills with that. But Regali is just wreaking havoc around his smoke, giving off audio cue after audio cue. The CT smoke is dissipated as well, and it feels like VP are going to be saying goodbye right here and now. There's no chance left in this round. 8 seconds, and Fiku's just here to end the party. 16-12, OG. Take it home.
Yeah, I mean, a great job from OG.
To start things off going into this one, we have 2 sets of util again from the Virtus.pro side. Nexa, the only one sporting any from the CTs.
A nice aggressive push in towards underpass, but you can see Kickert's already watching out for it. Thing is, if they lose these fights, that would be the bomb spotted or dropped as well, but Kickert's making sure that doesn't happen. An opening kill, and Keto spotted and found. Mir even tracking it down.
Virtus.pro with the A-bomb site taken over. This one-way smoke will not be put to any use. Regali spotted out from outside of it, and Nexa will be looking to make it at least not a flawless bit around for VP. Not again. Nexa, good for the one, but that's all he gets. And indeed, he's started to realize that as well. No taps coming out yet. Mere very labored duels, and on the other side of things, Fiku's found 1 kill, so he's good for the money, but can he be good for a bit more? Fame isn't really in the best of positions either. Flit is down. This is really expensive for VP. Uncharacteristic for them to lose this many. And I know it says 1v3 clutch for Jane, but that's not really entirely true.
That's what I thought happened. I wasn't entirely sure, but... Drop down. One that was heard as well. So Regali knows there's one close, and Mir gets caught on the lip of A main, and still playing up close. Kicker hunting down that trade. Fame caught the backup, so the 2 players that held steadfast on that A-bomb site cut down, and OG caught rotating. Eagle of Fiku gets a couple of swings, but they're all misses, and he has struck out.
Smoke's going out. Flashes inwards as well. Nexa lies in wait, and into the bomb site they go. Nexa's been pre-aimed. Kicker again. The entries just do not stop. Flit won't be stopping either with a quick double. Regali and Fiku do put up a defense, but Regali's the only one left, and the bomb's already turned away from the bomb site. Regali, however, the apartment's Flit has been navigated around. His hips shown off, and now that he's down, Mir is not certain about the time he has left. Regali is completely sure about where he'll be coming in from. Just has to play for the sound. He knows it as well. Mir drops down. Regali's heard it. 10 seconds on the clock. Mir needs to get the straight headshot, and with the smoke forward, it's not actually covering him. Regali trying to at least deal with the heavier part of this sandwich. Flit not able to move in as Regali's doubled up looking for 3. James finally shuts him down, but Flit does the same to Fiku. Are they ready for Fasher on the back of this bomb site? He's trying to delay. 15 seconds, drops the bomb, and now Keto is set up for success. James as well. cordoned off by a Molotov, but Mir will be too late to find the kill on Nexa. It will not matter. 5 seconds are all that's left, and Thatcher happy to shut him down. What a round from Regali. Will not be caught out by too many flashes. If I'm not wrong, it'll be difficult for him to be blind as long as he keeps an eye out for Palace itself. Regali as well misses the shot. Keto's traded too quickly, and Faster had to get to Jame though on the trade, and Regali's getting his dancing shoes on the bomb site. Regali, smoke down, needs to run away, but the Molotov will not be extinguished. They know he can only go left. Fiku is the one who secures the right.
Now that that's gone, it should be accounted for by Fiku, who covers the back of Regali's, full clearing everything over towards A. Shadow spotted. Flit finds one, but Regali the instant trade.
That'll be delaying things long enough for him to be able to have potentially gotten a better position inside the B bomb site, as well as now helping Keto get in position for a flank once again. Smoke won't matter. They've already moved past. Fiku doesn't find a frag, but damage is very good. Allows him to finish off Jame, and even Mir dropping towards the end means the bomb is down on the ground and Kikert cannot retrieve it.
Problem was that Regali held that flank. Perfect play from Fiku, all in all. I mean, that Molotov...
Next up, finds that first kill for free. Mir is going to be a big casualty to take down. Jame can use the smoke to his own advantage as well, as the CT is trying to cordon it off. Jame misses the first, but he does rectify with a quick frag onto Fiku, and even shifting over. Kikert's bought him some space, but Jame will still fall. Nexa continues to rain through, but he's the only one finding frags in the retake. Both players' position given up earlier on, but Nexa's been kept busy by just the one. Fame didn't have reason to peek, and when he finally does, he does end up falling. Nexa might have even gotten all 4, but even if he had, there wouldn't have been time, regardless, to get the defuse on. Up about something?
Yeah, I mean, I know he likes to beat himself.
Regali, good for the first, looking for more, and, well... he won't let Jame beat himself, and Regali's happy to do it for him. Just pummeling all opposition as they try getting into this B-bomb site. Regali!
Still incredibly hard to bring this one over the line. They're giving Flit massive respect. He can still isolate these fights. Fasher tackling him away, and Keto will tickle him down. What an effort from Regali. I mean, a CT side...
makes it very difficult to be particularly silent. He's not looking to be silent, though. He's got a teammate to help him out. Keto will not flub his lines this time. An advantage regained by OG.
And held as well. Headshot angle was a nice attempt, and Jame does find Regali, but Kicker low HP on B, and while Jame gets his hands on that AWP, a very, very long road ahead of him. Bomb is all the way outside of the B apartments. And he's only got 3 HP.
Actually, we'll be able to isolate out one more duel if he expects Keto, but no.
He made so much noise. Just jumping around inside of connector.
Yeah, Mir's also been finding a lot of success so far. Keto, can't say the same for him. Does end up falling. Again, Grenade's not going to do too much to Fame. He's just trying to hide away inside the smoke while Kikert is around it. Looking for a little bit more. Those entries that gave us so much in the beginning have come right back into it. VP looks to be sealing out the half for themselves, even if it has been slightly tumultuous. Nexus so far off. Regali's completely on an island. They've got no idea about Nexus positioning, so at least he's been given a bit more room to work through the murder hole. Regali had to keep an eye out for that head bop and angle. And with this, Nexus chances are definitively over unless he gets some very fast kills. Now a crossfire setup between Kikert and Flit as well. Flit just peeks out, and VP on 8. Kikert!
This pistol could help define a lot. Two sides have been great from both teams on both maps, and Flit will spot them trying to barrel into this B bomb site. Util's a little late, but 1 kill in response between either side. But Kicker trapped behind a smoke in a jail, but there's a lot of players here for Virtus.pro, and they're stressing them out. OG couldn't get any comfort, any space, and VP will take both pistols in this map.
Oh, great shot from Jame as well to start things off, and that's where the importance of smokes is reminded. Fasher, the only one to break blood, and not too much of it. Fame still alive, back to jungle, and there's going to be a bomb plant somehow without having taken down any of the CTs. No, actually there won't be. Flit's just a trade. He's Happy to die for the cause and make sure that OG will not have another $800 going into the net.
2 kills and 2 more players to find on this B bomb site. Sorry, I was forecasting. VP getting that second kill and Nexa on his lurk finally activating, but Kickert hasn't been dealt with.
Flit finds another one, and OG are having absolutely nothing work out for them. Regali with the jump down. Opshot will be able to find one more kill. There's no one left on the bomb site. Can he trace out James? While this bomb is planted, James... Regali's missed out his timing. Regali is dead already. He just doesn't know it yet. James is the one to take his life, and Fame's happy for a second to be in his pocket. VP are looking untouchable on the CT side right now. Nothing working out for OG.
AK's out, and OG are trying to take some space and maybe even just burst onto the A bomb site.
Oh, this is going to be doing nothing for them. Those smokes will not prevent Flame in the slightest. Even Regali's flashbang ends up helping him more than hindering him.
Perfect exploitation of sightlines.
Mows them down, no questions asked. Fiku, Tech9 out and over. Oh, there's a double. Entries that have been sorely missed out from so far, and it comes off the back of Fiku looking for more. The wallbang will be assisted by the Tech9. Asher should have a freebie. Kicker turning around, and so is a second man. Can he get it? Yes, he can. Okay, OG's first round comes off the back of Fiku, delivering some Tech9 goodness. Mir might not be completely prepared for, honestly. They've got double short inside. Nexus found Flit in the meanwhile. And a quick peek from Keto does give them another. All these entries are working out wonderfully.
But just solid timings and solid shots.
Oh, no. Okay,
I think he thought about the knife for maybe a half second, but they are in the hole.
Speed was too much.
Yeah.
If they can find Kickert as well, this would be fantastic, but the VP economy is still strong enough to go for another buy. All it does is that... Nice flashbang. Kickert's gone down in the meanwhile. 40 seconds. OG do have the potential of maybe overthinking this Fame position. Given up, but he does find a kill for it at the very least. Needs to go for at least one more should they want to have a chance in this round, and no, they don't. Chain will stay away with the AWP. Look to save for another day, and Flit is just a... man hoping that he goes overlooked.
And sometimes they'll neglect the bomb ever so slightly. They didn't have kits on either of those VP players, so there was no real threat of that being snuck away from the OG camp. That's James striking. And Fame's dropped on the other side. They are trying to break into this B-bomb site, but Flit goes uncleared inside of jungle. Never moved a muscle. He was supposed to be that fast correspondent, that fast rotate, but James is still keeping himself alive and afloat. Keto trying to commit to the plans. Regali holding only for the market door, and that gives more room for James to operate. He has not moved off this spot, and they're none the wiser. The one gap between both OG members, and up close and personal, James taking it right to him and taking all the attention. Mir is right there in support. It's the 15th round, and it all hinges off the back of the efforts of Flit and James. Could have been shot on the side at any given moment. Could have been peeked from the side he wasn't prepped for, but took that risk and swam with it. Flit as well in the underpass, tanking a lot of Molotov damage, but they found 2 opening kills here on Virtus.pro, and this might be the knockout punch.
Wiz trying to move back to the murder hole. Fame looking to make sure it retains its name for a reason, and they're falling apart on OG Keto. 1 versus 5, no chances here whatsoever. VP close things out. OG being given double digits, sure, but James can do it all on his own. He's heard so many players actually start to head over as well. Now, there could be a potential of Mir also actually finding a player down in the canals. They've got an idea about it, and now look at this. It's all flanks on flanks. Keeker's going to be missing out on some big shots right there. Uncharacteristic after the game we just saw from him, and that actually opens things up a fair bit. James is low, and Nexa's already in on the A-bomb side. Needs to get the win on this duel, and Flit will not be giving it over to him, so with now the advantage regained, VP will extend and should be able to shut out this round. Keto Thought he had a chance in the middle for a second over there, but no, only will have a $300 extra.
Just a couple of glances. That's all they really got out of Virtus.pro in this round. OG kept going in for a different look with the majority of these pistol players.
Mir does feel like a very young veteran in terms of... Feels like we might not have seen the best from him so far. Fame going in with 2 again. His best is definitely yet to be seen.
No kills. Not a zilch. None of importance anyway here for OG. And dusty landscapes seem to favor them.
Nexus push through with an M4. The lonely rifle is likely to be met by Mir soon, but Mir is not ready for Nexa to be peeking right into him, so he does end up falling. Convergence on this B bomb site from both sides, and Flit's entries are what gives them a chance, even with bullets dwindling. He still wants to take the face.
Well, that's awkward. Fame was still looking at the window and not anticipating the Nexa would have dropped all the way down, and so that one rifle is in no man's land. He's sandwiched in the canals and brought to hell. It's easy here for Virtus.pro.
A-side commitment is being planned, perhaps, but no, they're wrapping around for a B hit late. This is still going to have to contend with 2 players, and there's no way they get the bomb down. Fame, though, finding Nexa, and the bomb can be planted. Is there a way for Fame to get here fast enough? No, the bomb won't even go down, and Fame even falls after time, if I'm not wrong. Not that it would matter. But no one else. Nexa's not close enough to actually be a real threat in middle. Regali, though, finds the first. Does spot the bomb crossing, so information can be given over. Nexa uses the chaos to his advantage, pushing all the way through. Takes down Flit, and now it's just Kikert. James' demise means it's a 1-on-3. And as good as Kikert's been in entries, Clutches has not been a matter he's been really tested in so far. Wants to peek forward. Flashbang is dodged. Regali pops out his shoulder, but the second peek is what gives him the kill. OG with a second round. Smoke out to the top of dark as well, as now the flashes will be going forward. Regali, close range angle, will not land the first shot. Nexa is the one to get the frag, and Fame responds with 2. Bash is still in dark. They should have been expecting it, but they do start pulling out util. Mir will cover them off regardless, and they don't have any casualties to...
Because as soon as Nexa falls, Regali falls with him, and the whole defense breaks down very quickly. They were actually in a decent spot. VP weren't going to clear for Regali up close, but...
Fame needs to just brute force into this A bomb site, but he's been forced to jump away. Good Molotov as well. Does some decent damage, but now comes out VP's second prong. It will still have to deal with 2 players who are completely prepared for them. Keto displaying that preparation. Keto comes out with 2. One prong of this fork is already down and out. It's only ready to be a spear to stab with, but can they stab into the site? No. James has to be the one to find the frag. Fame will be just carried through by his captain to a 2v1 Fasher, trying to bring it back while the bomb is planted. James turns the corner, needs a full quad kill, going for the pistol as well. Knows Fasher was low, but now no more chances. Needs to get the no-scope, and it will not happen. Fasher in the game of chicken. Fiku will not cluck, at least not yet. Sound been given off. I feel like Mir must have heard that. Still, Fiku ripping them to shreds. Nexus also just spotted them out, but in the meanwhile, Keto's demise might start to make the CT sweat. It is a second kill for Kikert, so you'd think it's a 3v3, it's all fine, but these remaining 3 players are the ones with the rifles. Fiku wants to go for more. Fiku's got it. This round is all his. The bomb's not quite planted in the most conducive way to allow for that. Fiku will be able to get on it, but Fame's taking him down. Finally, the beast will fall. Regali, close range, gets the first. Fasher is trying to stick, but Regali can cover. OG given around all of the back of Fiku's heroics and Regaling's. In the game of chicken, Fiku will not cluck, at least not yet. Sound been given off. I feel like Mir must have heard that. Still, Fiku ripping them to shreds. Nexus also just spotted them out, but in the meanwhile, Kito's demise might start to make the CT sweat. It is a second kill for Kikert, so the bomb's not quite planted in the most conducive way to allow for that. Fiku will be able to get on it, but Fame's taking him down. Finally, the beast will fall. Regali, close range, gets the first. Fasher is trying to stick, but Regali can cover. OG given on the ground as he has met his demise, and the 3v3 with 2 incendiaries for VP will be very difficult to move past. Now, OG do have 3 smokes, so if you've got a good retake set, there's definitely still possibilities. But James playing the close range post plant, waiting for them to start pushing into him. Flit peeking off the back of one of his opponent's flashes. Finds one, and that's a leg spotted out. Mirror's more than happy to collect on it. Regali, a 1-on-3. No scope from downtown. MP9 switch up, but you might have some luck on the shot, no luck in the round. How many kills can you actually find over here, if any? Looks like might not be. He is just going to fade away. Hope that Flit can do the heavy lifting instead while he is taking a dirt nap. James still quite far off. He's not going to be able to get involved in the round at all. His teammates will be trying to lead a charge that is going nowhere except off the face of a cliff. Fame, with 2 kills at least, bands up his cash and his stats. But at this point, honestly, he's too committed. Otherwise, I wouldn't have hated him just trying to save this Kevlar. Now, another kill would be nice to have just for the extra money. Yeah. That nade does no damage at all. Pops up behind the wall. Fame actually ends up being one of the few players to find a kill. They are running out of bullets on the T side. You know, it shouldn't matter too much if Asher was already past it. But next, a big frag. Mir was getting worried about the lack of information on the VP side, and now VP might actually just be funneled into a save on A, or feeling that it has to be Kikert finding a big frag or 2. Maybe even working around and through the smoke is in the cards, but in the meanwhile, Flit down middle looks to connect. Fasher is waiting for that exact play. He's been so good on Dark, now he's great in Canals, and Kikert all alone will be falling.
Picking them apart across the map, and some of the counteractions there from VP caught off guard. Talk about the effects of pauses. Sometimes you lose your rhythm, but that happens for both teams. You know, everyone's affected.
Did die here earlier on, and hell, if he keeps on getting aggressive down Canals, he might again. Kito's there to catch him on the fall down, but the MP9 swing out. Kikert looking to replicate what Fasher had, but the double kill will fall short by 1. James now close in the smoke, waiting for it to dissipate. Needs to get some close range shotgun upping going on, but it just can't happen. Fame late to the party, but he's scared of Boogie regardless. Kito's already low. I think he might have been able to spot out the hand. I'm not sure, but Kito ends up peeking into his own death. Op recovered as well. Fame didn't have a kit, so he had to go fast, and he will be able to get the deep. VP are ready for the squeeze on A, and the squeeze starts with Kikert coming off with 1 kill, quickly jumping back out towards B main, and it's just OG falling apart. Nexa, the only one to find some frags. Regali adds to the conversation, one where his voice has been taken out, but Nexa, running out of bullets, will be unable to do much with a Glock. Fame to shut him down. VP
Molly will allow some space here for Kito, but there's one in response from the CTs. Thing is, Fiku's got the entry, and Flit can find no counteraction. He's a last man standing. Kito dropped and needs to try and delay longer and longer. His teammate is so far away in Jame, but Flit is fighting for his damn life. 15 seconds and a flank already accomplished. Nexa finally a little too far inside of the canal. He left Flit completely to his own devices. He had to win the round by himself.
It felt like VP had the right idea over there, but that last Molotov firing and then Kikert not finding a kill, Fiku just being able to start off the entry pathway makes it so they're just not able to get it done, even though they give up Dark, which, you know, we talk about how on OG side it becomes so hard to defend, but with 3 players playing right behind the default box. Wants to try and peek around this corner of the pillar, but Fame is now retreated instead. Fasher realizing it. He's just trying to make sure that he's protected from Dark, but they're not ready for Fame to actually go in behind. That is a massive oversight.
And they can't even get the kill in response. It's only been Fame that's been spotted, so if he dies, they're gonna let their guard down, knives out, and Mir can collect onto the perfect bait, but it's Fame that takes all the attention once again. Fast play into dark, and Flit just deployed the smoke, so they know that he doesn't have his gun quite ready to fight, but Keto cannot collect on the frag, has a second player with him onto that pillar, and Jame has their back covered off as well. It's a crunch into this B bomb site that will see very limited success. The Nut is answering back, and the Cracker can find nothing. Oh,
Wow.
painful.
Dude, the amount of faith they have to have in James for that play right there. James just gives him the call that he covered before the guy is even dead. Fame turns around and starts fighting back. That's so impressive. Fame and Kikor both turn around from B main.
And Fiku plucked out. Delayed peek, and that smoke did nothing to help him. Fame and Jame are the ones to close things out. A second kill for Fame as well, and it's only Nexa, the in-game leader, and he can't quite big brain his way out of